It's Anila Dhami. So Anila, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hello to everyone. Sasikan.
And welcome. And it's good to hear that ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨਾਂ 'ਚ ਖੜੇ ਆ।
Yes.
ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਦੱਸੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਪਾਰਟੀ 'ਚ ਤੋਂ ਖੜੇ ਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਲੈਣੇ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ, and how's it all work like England?
Well,
how's it all work?
You're right, because politics is very expensive.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's for the Women's Equality Party.
Right, okay.
So everything you've said about women and having equal opportunity is absolutely right.
Right, okay. Why do you think there was a need for Women's Equality Party? Isn't this a land of opportunity? Isn't everyone equal in this country anyway?
Well, you would think so, and
I
you would
would
hope so.
Right.
But it's not the case. And actually,
Right.
45 years on
Yeah.
from the Equal Pay Act, women still earn 81p to every pound that a man earns.
Wow.
And actually, if we did have equal pay and equal opportunity for women, we would add £50 billion to the economy, just having women in London working.
So they're doing the same job, but they get paid less
Yes,
just because they're a woman.
exactly.
Wow, that's
And
what...
it still happens today. And the battle for equality is a historical one, but it's still not achieved in practice. It's there on paper, but not in practice.
Right. How many candidates are you fielding?
There's 10 of us.
Yeah.
And actually, talking about women working together, I have to say that one of the best things about the party is the candidates and how we all work together.
Right.
We have a WhatsApp group,
Yeah.
we message each other every day,
Yeah.
and we'll congratulate each other, because women don't tend to congratulate each other.
Why
Yeah.
do you think there hasn't been true equality yet?
For me personally, I believe that historically, women were not in work. They were
Right.
not in the workplace. They
Yeah.
were housewives. And then after the war, women got a taste for it. They fought for the right to vote.
Oh, yeah.
All of that. And historically, though, society has been built for and by men. So it's been really difficult for women to enter the workplace.
Because a lot of it is male dominated.
Exactly. And it's been built, and the whole structures are patriarchal. So that's one reason why women find it difficult. And the second thing I think is also the fact that some women are able to give birth. And childcare and parenting, it is an issue for women. When it comes to, a lot of women believe that it would be better to leave work earlier, have children, and then maybe go back into the workplace. Actually, it's more feasible if you get to a higher managerial position, have a child, and then it's easier to get back into that top managerial position. But a lot of women are really put off right from the beginning, which is why they don't get to those top positions.
Are things slowly changing now?
I still think that equality and these kinds of issues are really put on a back foot.
Right.
With the other main political parties when it comes to equality and looking at childcare, equal parenting.
Yeah.
It's just not put at the forefront. It's not seen as important, which is why we have come to exist.
Yeah.
And we're non-partisan, so it means that people can still vote for their political party to represent them in their constituency and vote for us.
Oh, wow. When did you get involved in this?
So the Women's Equality Party came along, and I thought, this is brilliant. It's exactly what we need.
Right.
And so I joined as a member, and then they opened their membership to people who wanted to stand as candidates. And we went through a whole democratic process. So I had to, send an application off, and then I went through a hustings. So we kind of did this roundtable event where all members of the party, whoever could turn up that day, you had to tell them in 10 minutes why they should vote for you.
Right.
And after about 1 hour, I was like, oh God, that went really badly. But then I was voted in.
Wow.
Yeah,
So it's
been a really democratic process. All of our policies have been formed through talking to people who are real experts in the industry, such as one of our key policies is to end violence against women and girls. And so all of those statistics and how to combat it is really taken from expert advice from charities and organisations that really work at the core with those issues. One thing that I feel that women in particular, because we always do have that thing of, okay, a woman's entering the workplace now, it might not be so usual compared to a man. Okay, she might be going off to have a child. A woman always seems to have a lot more to prove than a man does.
Yeah.
So I think that in that sense, one thing that when it comes to the Women's Equality Party when I joined was that I felt like I had to know everything. But that's one thing I want to get out to women as well, that you don't always have to know everything. And that's been a real confidence boost for me, not feeling like you have to know everything. And I'm not saying that to put people off the Women's Equality Party. In fact, it's called honest politics, and it's something that we don't often get.
Never. Politics and honesty, not two words associated.
But we're doing something different here. We're really putting equality at the top of the agenda. We want London to be a better place for everyone, and we're going to do it in an honest way with real people.
What are your main policies and main issues? I mean, you said the domestic violence as well.
Yeah, ending violence against women.
And what?
So we want equal pay and equal opportunity.
Right.
Equal media representation and treatment.
Right.
We've got.
So there should be equal amounts of people, like news presenters and.
Yeah, and also
people in the media, basically.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw a headline recently. I won't say which newspaper it was in, but I'm sure you'll guess. Where it was the Chancellor, David Cameron, and then you had Theresa May, and they only had one thing to say about Theresa May, which was the amount of cleavage she was showing.
Oh, right.
And it was just really insulting. So that kind of thing needs to be stopped.
Right.
And, you know, women aren't there to be kind of sexualised,
or objects of desire to look pretty.
Exactly, yeah. And yeah, we're having equal education, equal parenting, and childcare care and caregiving as well.
Okay. And at the moment, are these issues really affecting women? I mean, if a lot of women come up to you and said, you know what, actually I have got problems with this, or I've got problems with what you're going for. Have you felt a lot of women have associated with yourself?
Literally everyone, and not just women, but men as well. You know, we've been canvassing and door knocking. That's one of the ways we've been trying to reach people. And every time we open a door and tell somebody, this is what we're doing, this is what we stand for, and you can vote for another party, they straight away say, yeah, we'll give you the vote. Because every woman, I think, has been in this position. Either every woman has got a child that she's finding it difficult with childcare responsibilities, or she really wants to get back into work, but there's no flexible working hours for her. Elderly women who feel like they don't have a voice, they're not being cared for enough, or they've been made redundant by society, but they've still got quite a lot to give. And I say men as well, because men are so important, and it's been so nice that a lot of men have kind of been interested as well in the party and said, yeah, we're giving you our vote. Because every man out there has got a mum who may have been part of the suffragette movement and fought for a right to vote, or is elderly and wants better care, wants to contribute something to society. They may have a man might have a wife who is struggling with maternity leave, can't get back into work, or just a daughter who he doesn't want to come home from school. I mean, you've got a daughter, and I'm sure you wouldn't want her to come home from school one day and say, Dad, a boy in my class said I can't be a doctor because I'm a girl. Or I can't be an engineer because I'm a girl. You know, so it's those kind of issues that we really want to tackle.
What are the worst cases the worst situations you've seen?
What
you really like, you know,
with women?
Yeah, and they're struggling, and you think, you know what, that's a real tragic story.
I think it's all, for me, it's been kind of the forced marriage and rape stories, and rape within marriage. Because those are the kinds of ones where you can tell that the woman's been in a family situation, she's found it really hard to get out of that circle, maybe been taken to Pakistan or a home country, and she's just literally had no way out, and the only way out is to get married, to be able to come back here and then find help. We took part in the Women of the World Festival at South Bank just a couple of weeks ago, and that's where I heard lots of these abusive stories. And one was about a girl, I think she was Sikh. She said that her parents just wouldn't let her get an education, so she travelled for 6 hours every day to her university and back, but she didn't tell her parents. So she would do the house chores, she was required to do all of the cleaning, all of the cooking for dinner. Then she told them that she travelled 1 hour to a local university, but actually she travelled to a better university 6 hours away. She'd sleep on the train because she couldn't sleep at home because she was lying to her parents. She'd get her sleep on the train, go to university. She got 2 degrees in the end, all first class.
Wow.
But yeah, she was oppressed when it came to education because her parents said, you need to get married and there's no need for you to have an education.
There's an opportunity here, and it is help we have. Help we have. There's other females out there who run support groups.
Yeah.
You're an ambassador for a group, right?
Yes, a charity called Binti.
Right.
And they they support a really good cause. So it's for women on the menstrual cycle,
Yeah.
and it's about raising awareness of the fact that still in India, some statistics here actually, 77% of women in India still use a cloth because they don't have access to sanitary towels. 23%.
But don't have access to it, or they're not educated to it.
Well, education is a big thing as well. 70% of reproductive diseases in India are due to poor menstrual health management, and 23% of girls in India drop out of education because they just out of schools because they don't have the education on it, and they feel like there's a shame and taboo attached to it. So this is a really good cause. I'm an ambassador for them because I felt that there is a shame and stigma attached to it, and I feel like it's a topic that we don't tend to talk about, but it's completely natural. In fact, it's quite beautiful because it means that some women can give birth as a result, you know, and so I think the charity itself provides sanitary towels to women who are homeless, who are refugees in the UK, vulnerable, they don't have access to sanitary towels, and they provide it to girls and women in India and with an education as well, because the education is so important.
That's quite harrowing statistics.
Yes, yeah.
It's 70%.
Over 70%.
Yeah, that's 7 in 10. So that is a huge.
And it's been going on for a long
probably hundreds
time.
of years, right?
Yeah, years.
Anila, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
And thank you for the Korea election, and good luck with this.
Thank you very
we hope
much.
you get elected, and it's great to see more Asian females get involved in this. Well, any Asian females getting involved in this.
Do check out the Women's Equality Party website and Binti as well.
Brilliant.